Interesting. Hey, welcome to my channel, Compass Starlight. I wanted to do a quick energy reading since I think I'm going to call it quick. Since I haven't done one in a while, I've kind of been growing through the process. The process being just learning to be in touch, I guess, in alignment with spirit amidst all the challenges of the daily life. Anyway, I did hear recently that, or something I've been hearing a lot lately, is that you can't manifest from a broken heart. You can, but to heal that broken heart gives you more authenticity and a clarity for your manifestations, and for your manifestations to be more abundantly serving you, since you are being more authentic in declaring consciously or subconsciously that which you want. And also, there's a matter of being pure of heart. So that's the clarity of the heart chakra. And it is really the divine love in the in the sacred heart. It is the projection of that divine love. It's this bright, unyielding, glorious force with quite a power to shine, but it can easily be covered and easily embraced. I was actually describing it to a friend the other day as almost like imagining someone with a trench coat, instead of flashing their nudity, sort of flashing the brightness of their heart. And well, it's my recommendation to do that. If you have that love in your heart and you know how to embrace it, well then, be unyielding and share it. So, to be honest, that's the weight of the content of my message tonight. If you know that purity in your heart, if you know that clarity, and you have the ability to be open with that unconditional love, then bear that brightness and share it with others, and manifest from that place, trusting in divine protection and divine love. And actually, I find it interesting that I use that word, bear. Bear it. Bear that light. Bear that love in your heart. Because I was wearing a necklace last week that is a little bit abstract, but it is an abstract cross inlaid with some semi-precious gemstones, and I was interacting with someone I had approached who was virtually a stranger, and he asked me why, or he said, he asked me if I was wearing a cross or if it was not a cross. And I am not the type of person that would wear the traditional gold cross, silver cross. I was raised in the faith of Christianity, but I have learned about many different faiths and spirituality, and I tend to embrace most of them, the ones that I have explored. It's just not really my style, but I'm quite fond of the piece that I was wearing. And he explained to me his interpretation of what it means when someone is wearing a cross, that as they are going through their life on that day wearing the cross, that they are carrying a burden and maybe struggling or making sacrifices for others. The way he put it, I hadn't really thought about his perspective in the past, and not until he enlightened me of his perspective. And it was just very interesting to me. I don't particularly feel like my life is burdened at this time. I have challenges, but I am living my life from a place of clarity. I'm doing my best to remain in joy and with purity, and definitely faith and trust. I trust in divine protection. I'm trusting in the divine path. Sometimes it's difficult to know which path, as it diverges or as options become available to me, which path is going to serve my higher self best, which path is going to serve me best on my spiritual path as I walk it. People say it doesn't really matter. Whichever road you choose will take you there. I believe that. I'm not trying to take shortcuts, but I am trying to approach my life by walking the path of least resistance. But there's a different way of interpreting the word bear. You can bear a burden, it's you carry it, but you can bear something to reveal it. And I'd like to imagine that in the future, when I find myself wearing that cross, it'll be a reminder to bear that light in my heart and to meet people with that energy. I know not all will be receptive to that energy of unconditional love, but I may be surprised at who I might find to be receptive of it and their reactions to it. And furthermore, I look forward to the experience and the exchanges with others on my path. I have crossed paths with someone that with whom I share a lot in common spiritually. It's very nice to find somebody that matches me and encourages me in the same way that I can encourage them to continue in expanding and growing as I walk on my spiritual path. It's great. And I wish that I wish for others to have that as well, it's rewarding, but knowing that people come and go, what you are left with always, whether you have companionship, friends, family, some kind of supportive love, or you're alone, there's always you and your faith. And I'm trusting in that. Now is the time to really trust and have faith in the divine power and the divine plan. And on that note, I may have to cut this video short, but I am going to try and pull a couple cards from this deck that I like to use. That one of these days I'll put it in the comments or something like that, what deck I am using. So I like to ask for a card to describe the person I have been. Where have we been in the recent past? And then I'll pull another one afterwards. I do have to read them. Grammar, number 21. And then another card. On what energy should I be focusing? On what energy as a collective should we be focusing? Or on what kind of characteristic could we aim to emulate here in the near future? The Merchant, number 4. Yep, my vision's not great, and the lighting in here, it's dim. Oh no. On purpose. 21 and number 4. Excuse me. 21 and number 4. Grammar. Memory. Oh, I'm reading it in Italian. I'm not able to read it. I can read Italian, but I wouldn't be able to pronounce it. Not for these purposes. Nope. Memory. Writings remain like an indelible memory. Interesting. Very interesting. I've had many opportunities lately in my personal life to go over some memories and sort of release those memories, or consider healing those memories, or rewriting my history. And the second one is the Merchant, materialism, preserve honesty at all costs. Well, that's pretty great. This has a lot to do with authenticity. So on that note, I think that I need to call it a night. Thank you for coming to my channel.